Hmm. Morning, folks. Fucking live. So it turned out. Sorry, sorry. It turned out to be a nice day today after a pretty heavy rain and hailstorm earlier this morning. But yeah, see, there's water everywhere around the house. It never floods here, but the water does stand on the top of the soil for a little while because it is clay soil. There's the garden. It's has got ash in it and compost that I'm going to till in here pretty soon. And that garden over there, I'll walk you over there later and show you that garden after we get done talking about some things. But no, I wanted to talk to you about a couple of videos I watched this morning. Thomas Sheridan put out a pretty good lengthy video. Mark Dice put out a 23-minute video on Project Mockingbird out of an excerpt from his book. But that's pretty good. If you don't know about how the CIA controls the media outlets, then you need to listen to that report from Mark Dice. Over a million subscribers to Mark Dice channel. So anyway, I wanted to talk to you about Thomas Sheridan video and friggin' David Icke's video from this morning. And they're talking about, the situation we're in, the COVID-19 and the lockdowns, and how things are going to be in the next several years until things get back to a normal, or what we consider normal, those of us in the middle age to later on in life age range, that they consider normal and or semi-normal, because we were living in semi-normal times before this all happened. I mean, here we got the Mandela effect going on and stuff. I want to talk to you about that Mandela effect and to uh, you know, there are two perceptions that it's looking at this uh, lockdown situation. There are those that think, oh no, oh my gosh, it's terrible, and then there are those that see it for what it is. They see it for what it is, but they're going to push through it and stand up for themselves, and they're not going to let people tell them they're going to give up their livelihoods uh, just so a selected amount of people from a virus don't die or prolong their death, because from what they say, everybody's going to get it. If you even had it, I think it broke out here in October to March to February here in the United States was the first round, and then it came around a second time. So their second round they're talking about is going to be a third round. But I wanted to talk about conspiratainment. I labeled the video conspiratainment, and it's a word Thomas Sheridan used, or I thought he used. I thought, because he's you know from Europe, and he's got an accent, but I'm sure I have an accent too if you're from another country. But uh, Thomas Sheridan, fucking one of the best occultists I know that's on YouTube. Uh, could consider him a white druid or a white witch, or he considers himself a chaos magician. But for the things that he does for people and the commentary he brings to the table, um, you know, uh, he's really of the light side. You know, even though he does cuss a lot. You know, I cuss a lot too. I would consider myself a lot brighter than some of these darker individuals. But, you know, it is what it is. I can be negative. I can be negative. It's perfectly alright to get the negative shit out. So, conspiratainment. Fucking, that's what our media has turned into. Conspiratainment. Our news cycles have turned into conspiratainment. You know, everything anymore is a conspiracy. And I think it's been that way for quite some time. Just nobody really realized it. You know what the government has over you. Nobody really realized it. And for it's been a long time, like over 100 years, before the overreaching government got as bad as the way it is now. To where if a minute amount of people in the world decide to shut everything down and lock you in your house and shut everything down, and thus causing runs on food and banks and everything, causes kinks in the natural order of things, of the flow of things. That's why you're seeing wild animals coming back into the city because nobody's coming out of their house. That's unnatural. You don't stay inside. We're not we're not built to live underground or in a. We have to have that UV radiation to a certain extent. You know, we have to have the oxygen from plants and stuff. We can't breathe gases, below the surface of the planet, or not breathe at all, as some organisms do. Fuck. I need to smoke my cigarette. But anyway, the fucking you know what the greatest control mechanism is? Dependency. And that's what these governments have given to the people, is a great big slap of dependency and money, and and so they're content and they believe what they're fed. What they see on the surface is what's real. And man, there are 7 layers to fucking everything. Burrito, whatever. So, there are multiple dimensions to fucking every little thing you encounter in life. And you can't take certain things at face value, or you wind up dead, in one way or another. You wind up quickly perishing from stupid mistakes that could have been learned but weren't. So, but something could have been done about it, like Sweden did. Fucking Sweden didn't shut down. They were going for the herd mentality, and they just had precautions at stores and at the hospitals, and had precautions out there and the social distancing. But they didn't shut the economy down. They didn't shut production lines down. You know, so what we're going to wind up with in the future, the meat is going to be, if there's a steady supply of it, is going to be uh, freaking cheaper because Trump ordered the production lines to keep going, even though there's nowhere to take it. So we're going to have to build storage plants for all this meat that's going to be processed within the next month or 2 weeks. You know, that's a lot of meat if it don't go out anywhere. Where are you going to put it? Imagine they have warehouses, but they're probably already full to stock specifications prior to the virus, you know. Those that are good and up and running companies have plenty of stock to withstand the 3 months worth of stock, you know, or at least 2 weeks. It just depends on how high selling your company is, you know. But fucking the greatest control mechanism is dependency, you guys, and you know that's why some of these independent corporations, these big corporations, didn't take loans from the government, is because they're they're I would say they're the American companies that knew that once you take something from somebody, monetary or otherwise, you owe them. You know, there's a karmic reaction there, and you have to physically represent that with money. And so, but it's on a spiritual level too. You know, it's karmic. Whenever you borrow and trade and sell, especially when they're precious items or something that's worth your life or contributes to your life. Getting on 12 minutes here. I'm just going on, you know, but about what I heard them say. But you know, we really do. We got to stand up. We've got to take the power back and fucking tell as many people as you can, go out and make those small numbers of groups larger until there's, you know, a million man march on Washington demanding that we have normalcy again. That because we're gonna have to reset the fucking dollar. We're gonna have to reset world currency and to start back with zero debt, because there's no way to keep track of this surge of fucking debt, that uh, this loss. There's no way to recover this loss of fucking 2 months. I, I, it was it been since fucking March 16th we've been locked down, and it's May, you know, so. And with the country, I speak for the country, you know. We're here in Arkansas, we're pretty free to do what we want to do, you know, just about everything regular, except for you can't go in the restaurants, weren't allowing crowds of people in there, or fast food was drive-through only, you know. But other than that, and some restrictions at Walmart and some of the retail and grocery outlets, you know, at gas stations, restrictions and stuff, and dollar stores. But the basic things you need to survive, the main production lines were still going, you know. And so what I believe is going to be hard times for about 6 months or a year or two if we figure out how to grow properly with these weather cycles the way they are, or just build indoor grow facilities, big giant areas of indoor grow facilities, you know, or tower grow facilities, that then we can survive this next 1,000 years, you know, is what I'm looking at. But then we have to develop our technology pretty quick, because the sun's going to nova pretty soon. I mean, pretty soon, I mean within the next within the next 300 years, it's going to have a decent nova event, a decent one. If not a super flare in the next 12 years, super flare. A carotene event in this next cycle that we're going into, this next maximum. I'm pretty excited to see the solar maximum again and do recordings off of Helio Viewer. And some of my first video was off Helio Viewer I produced, and a couple other images from Helio Viewer I made the video. But yeah, basically, I spent a lot of years not able to do commentary and get to this point in my life to where I could speak to just whoever I wanted to. I I had fun singing karaoke. I didn't know performing arts was that rewarding until I got drunk one night and sang a song to people at the bar. Did some karaoke, but shit, I was hooked. But I learned how not to be afraid to talk and speak your mind at that point in my life, in my early 20s, when I was 22. But before then, I was just a pompous little, fucking smart ass, sarcastic motherfucker. I didn't have a sense of self. I wanted a sense of self when I was a teenager, and you work towards that, you experiment towards that, you fucking strive to be different than everybody else, and that kind of wears off, and then you just realize one day, if it doesn't wear off, then you just pops in your head eventually that you're you're that person that you thought you'd be, or that you didn't think you'd be, and you develop a fucking psychosis from that. One day you wake up and you're comfortable, but you're not really sure, or you don't really care to be where you're at in life. You know. So I think it's time that if you lost your job during this crisis, it's your job to stand up and get the if you took time off during this crisis without actively looking for employment, like me and so many other people are doing, trying to get employed every day, sending out applications. Then, if you just took time off and then took the government stimulus check and fucking, I guess you'd have to pay bills and buy food with it, but it wasn't that much, especially some of the people living around here. That's 3 or 4, 6, 7 days worth of work, $1,300 a person. I'm sure some of these families paid off because they had kids and stuff, but yeah, fuck. I'm thinking that they're gonna have to give us another stimulus package to get things rolling again. They're gonna have to print more money, definitely. You know, they are. So, I mean, and with new technology rolling out as fast as it is, there's gonna be something new under the sun that we have to finance, or create a production or a abundance of wealth or material things like food and clothing and hard structure that we can live in and technology we can use, devices that are technologically advanced. But if you shut the production lines down, that don't happen. And then if you keep producing, uh, simply because of lifespan and how long it takes things to grow that we depend on, like we can't just manufacture what we eat in a lab with some chemicals and crystalline structure food. I'm sure that could be a supplement, but it's not sustenance. It's not protein, carbohydrates, and calories. Fiber, shit like that, man. Sugar. Sugar would be one crystalline structure we depend on. A mineral, type of a mineral. It acts like a mineral. But so anyway, fucking, it's pretty nice. I'll take you guys out to see my garden. Here's the fucking water world here. This is those are going to be beans, whole beans. There's some squash, and that's going to be cucumbers in the middle. And then I'm going to have okra and corn out here on the front sides. But anyway, there's the garden. There's almond tree. See the almond pear tree, almond tree, plum tree, and this one hasn't produced anything yet. I don't know what. It must be a pear tree too. I'm not for sure. Can't remember what the hell my mom buys. Yeah, check on Gandalf and the dragon. And anyway, so I just wanted to make a video. I hadn't made a video in a couple days since my birthday, so I just wanted to catch up, let you guys know that fucking we're those of us who are prepared for what's coming and have prepared since for a good 20 years, seen this coming and prepared for at least 2 weeks of total lockdown in your house, can't leave. Those of us that were prepared know what's coming around the corner from this backlash, and fucking, it's not it's not pretty, the fight that we're going to have to fight to stay sovereign, to stay free. Uh, you know, anything else is enslavement. Hell, we're practically enslaved already, you know, but not to the point to where you can't do and say what you want, basically under good faith that you're a good person and not hurting other people, killing or robbing or stealing. But shit, everybody, fuck. You know, we're gonna have to do something pretty quick, and they're gonna have to enact a federal work bill to get people jobs that are gonna keep taking the stimulus money and not working. You know, and they're going to have to expand the social services networks, the food banks, and there'll be a lot of places that just produce food really cheap, you know. And so David Pukta, my buddy, my alchemist buddy out in California, he's got the technology to change to and fix everything. And I mean it, you know. But he's pretty adamant about it. I believe in him. He's kind of kooky, but I think he knows what he's doing, and he's got evidence to prove that if everybody had that technology and used it, that we could triple or quadruple our population numbers on the planet due to production size of a single acre of land, you know, and all the mechanisms to run and do all kinds of shit. Travel outer space, man. Everything. Spaceships and shit. Propulsion system. Propulsion. I guess it's all about propulsion. And once you stop the flow, and once you block the flow for any amount of time, there's going to be a big gush of something. So I just hope you all are ready for it. And just keep your mental state sound and don't break down and go crazy about stupid shit, folks. Come on now. You know, fuck. Don't freak out on me, guys. Just hang in there. We'll make it through this last week or two of resistance from the people that are doing this to us. So the big joke, you know, the big test run is almost over with. So, you know, I hope this plays out differently next time. I hope people don't buy into it next time and cause themselves a lot of grief, because there's going to have to be big changes made to ensure that we don't have a hiccup in civilization, especially the timeline that we were headed in. You know, if it doesn't take a fucking left turn in the center field, fucking ricochet off players' forehead, you know, and but you know, where we're headed is spookier as shit. But I'll get off here. I got about 30 minutes of jabbering, but I just wanted to get that to you. So, you guys have a nice day. It's gonna fucking thunderstorm like a son of a bitch later, tornadic shit. So, just be prepared if you live in my area of the Ozarks, here in the middle of the United States. Then prepare for it. Be stormier and shit. So I might get some lightning footage. Jessica wants some Jessica Taylor. Oh, and a big shout out to Jeff Lake, who fucking gave me $100 on my birthday. Good guy, man. Fuck. He's helped me out several times. And I do appreciate it. I'll pay him back one of these days. I get into some money. But all you other fuckers, send me some money, and I might pay you back one day when I get rich. But right now, I'm asking for fucking donations. I'll leave a link in my PayPal. I need it for my coffee and cigarette money, or else I don't have my two vices that I live on. So you guys have a nice day. Send me $5 or 10 or 20 or $100 like Jeff did. Thanks, buddy. So send me some money, and I'll talk to you again in a day or two, or whenever something else late breaking happens. Besides the bullshit that we've been being fed, I'll make sure to let you know if any asteroids really do threaten us. Instead of all the fucking hype that's been going on. So just, nothing's going on, man, except for these UFO lights. These UFO lights everybody are seeing. So nothing else is going on. Everybody's pretty much conforming. So just sit back and relax. Talk to you later, folks. Mr. Mission Control's out of here. Peace out.